Hello guys, as I promised you, I will come back a video about my FIMV screening. I selected Teradyne. This is a great testing and robotic company. The motto of the company, creating the next generation of technology through advanced test solution and collaborative robotics. So let's see the screening, what I did. So the EPS growth in the past 5 years, it's positive, and the expected next 5 years is also positive, and sales growth in the past 5 years, positive. Return of equity, it's 10%. Uh, Debt per equity, it's below zero point 0.8. Gross margin high, over 50%. Operating margin is 15%, and net profit margin is over 5%. And as you can see, Teradyne is on the 11th ranking based on current P ratio. So Teradyne, based in North Reading, Massachusetts, in the United States, is a developer and supplier of automatic test equipment. Teradyne's high-profile customer, including Samsung, Qualcomm, Intel, Analog Device, Texas Instruments, and IBM. So you can see recently some recent acquisition. The company acquired Eagle Test Systems, LightPoint, also Universal Robots, and Mobile Industrial Robots and Energid. And this company is not only semiconductor testing, so they are also focusing on robotics. So you can see the semiconductor test markets are growing, and the expected growth is about 8% on SoC, and on memory it's 11%. So also the consumption of semiconductor is getting higher, and the production and all testing activity along with this increased productivity is needed. So definitely testing for semiconductor will be in high demand in the future. So you can see the Q4 2020 summary. So the sales and EPS year by year is growing. So the sales is up 36% from 2019. So I believe the company on the right trend to grow in the technology, semiconductor technology and robotics field. So they have the semiconductor testing, industrial automation and system test, wireless test, and you can see also the industrial automation revenue by Asia, Europe, North America, and rest of the world. Okay, based on that, this is a Morningstar report. You can see the revenue is growing. Operating income is also in a growing trend. Margin is stable, and net income is also positive, and it's stable growing as the earning per share is growing. You can see the share outstanding is decreasing, so the company is buying back shares. Free cash flow is also positive, so I think it's a healthy company. The current share price is at 126. From that chart, you cannot see, but the company is on a growing share price. So in the recent months, the company price increased significantly. I made a small calculation. So based on normal scenario, the company growth in the next 5 years is 10%. After the 5 years until 10 years, so it's 5%, and the discount rate 5%, and terminal multiple is 35. And using the 2.38 EPS, The company current share price is what should be the intrinsic value, it should be 128, which is in line with the current share price. But if we are going to a more optimistic scenario, the growth rate is 15%, and after 5 years 10%, and discount rate also is 5%, and the terminal multiple is 45, then the share price is almost double of the current price. But if we are pessimistic, we end up with only 57 US dollar, which is around the half of the current price. So let's assume the 5% growth rate um, for the next 10 years and 5% discount rate, and the company's valuation or the terminal multiple is also 15, then we end up pretty low price. But if we give the probability of the normal scenario 50%, the best case scenario is 30, and the worst case 20%, we end up with 143 intrinsic value, which is higher, not much higher, but higher than the current price, which gives us a little bit safety. So that is about the company. I think Teradyne is a great company, has the fundamental healthy balance sheet, good growth prospect. The semiconductor is growing, and along with the semiconductor, testing is needed. Robotics is a good trend. So if you invest in this company, you don't have so much margin of safety, but the growth trend is very strong. So I believe the Teradyne company is a good investment in a today market, even at the current price. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you a nice weekend.